wish upon a star. Makes no difference who you are. Anyone you'd like to hear will come to you. Bonjour again. Now we're here at Notre Dame, so we can explain some folks in the Hunchback of Notre Dame. We start with Esmeralda. Esmeralda is a beautiful Romany woman. Cunning and street smart, she lives on the streets of Paris with her pet goat, Jolly. Esmeralda is no damsel in distress, and she has no problem taking care of herself. At the Festival of Fools, she outwits many of Frollo's soldiers and thugs. She even saves Phoebus's life after he is injured by Frollo, and the two slowly fall in love. Esmeralda is kind and compassionate, a champion for the poor and downtrodden. It is she who stands up to Frollo and stops the crowd from throwing food at Quasimodo. Quasimodo saves Esmeralda from Frollo, and in return, she shows him the goodness in the world that he's been missing out on for so long.
Did you know that?
Esmeralda lives underneath Paris, France, in the hidden catacombs known as the Court of Miracles.
Now you know.
Now we have Quasimodo. Quasimodo is the bell ringer of Notre Dame. He has lived his entire life inside the cathedral under the watchful eye of Judge Claude Frollo, who forbids Quasimodo to leave the tower. Despite Frollo's claims that people will be cruel to Quasimodo because he has a hunchback, Quasimodo yearns to explore the world and spends much of his time imagining what life would be like down below. He is a talented artist and creates a miniature replica of Notre Dame, its surroundings, and the townspeople. Quasimodo is extremely agile and strong from ringing bells. Despite the cruelty he's been shown his whole life, Quasimodo is kind and innocent, often nursing baby birds back to health. When he decides to attend the Festival of Fools, his whole world is turned topsy-turvy, or upside down. He meets the beautiful Esmeralda, who is the first person ever to be kind to him. She defends him when the festival takes a violent turn, and the two become friends when she claims sanctuary in Notre Dame. After the siege of Notre Dame, Esmeralda leads him to the outside world, where the townspeople welcome him and accept him for who he is, a hero. And he has quite the singing voice.
Did you know that?
Quasimodo's parents were Romanese, and is about 20 years old. And he has green eyes if you can look closely.
Now you know.
Meet Hugo. Hugo is the most fun of Quasimodo's three gargoyle best friends. He often cracks jokes, and he is always the first to suggest breaking Frollo's rules if it means bringing Quasimodo happiness. He loves entertainment and romance. Along with Laverne and Victor, he is one of Quasimodo's biggest supporters. This is the Archdeacon. The Archdeacon is a devout clergyman at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. He saved Quasimodo from Frollo when the hunchback was a baby by reminding the evil judge that he could not run from his eventual judgment from God. The Archdeacon cannot stand to see injustice done, and he stands up for Esmeralda when she seeks sanctuary from Frollo in Notre Dame. The Archdeacon takes sanctuary seriously and will see no one come to harm on his watch or in his cathedral. Say hello to Laverne. Laverne is the oldest and wisest of Quasimodo's three gargoyle best friends. She often gives Quasimodo motherly advice, and she acts as the voice of reason between Hugo and Victor, who can be over the top. She also has her fiery moments, and she isn't afraid to use a well-placed insult or two. There's Victor. Victor is the most reserved of Quasimodo's three gargoyle best friends. He advises caution in every situation. Victor wants the best for Quasimodo, but sometimes his anxiety causes him to burst into sobbing fits. Oh, you poor thing. I know how you feel. Over here is Phoebus. Phoebus is Frollo's captain of the guard. Phoebus returned from the wars to command Frollo's guard, but he disagrees with Frollo's ideas of justice. He helps Esmeralda escape from some of Frollo's thugs, and his feelings for her grow over time. When Phoebus refuses to burn down an innocent family's house and instead risks his own life to save the family, Frollo orders his soldiers to open fire on the captain. Phoebus later rallies the citizens of Paris to fight against Frollo. Phoebus is very loyal and would do anything for his friends. He catches Quasimodo when he falls off Notre Dame, saving his friend from plummeting to his death. And here is Frollo. Judge Claude Frollo has a twisted idea of justice. To validate his corrupt actions, he says they are God's will. Frollo attempts to get rid of Quasimodo as a baby and is stopped only by the interference of the Archdeacon. Tasked with caring for the baby, Frollo locks Quasimodo in a tower and refuses to let him join the outside world. Frollo hates the Romany people and believes that their witchcraft is blasphemous. He wants nothing more than to eliminate them from the city. The citizens of Paris are fearful of him, and Frollo commands an army of soldiers and thugs. He meets a fiery end when he tries to kill Esmeralda during his siege of Notre Dame. The gargoyle he stands on breaks off and roars at him before he plunges into a pool of lava below. Yikes. And those are all the Hunchback of Notre Dame characters. Join me next time and we'll have an incredibly heroic time with characters from The Incredibles, including the ones from the film sequel.